Do you believe that there could be aliens hidden beneath the ocean surface? This is not just a question, but the starting point for one of the most incredible stories you will hear today. Prepare yourself to discover 5 absolutely shocking encounters that will challenge everything you think about extraterrestrial life. Throughout this video, we will explore secrets that have been hidden for years, accounts that no one has been able to explain, and reveal an ending so incredible that it will leave you speechless. But what happens when you discover that the truth is even more frightening than the legends? Stay with us until the end to unravel the surprising connection between the ocean and something much deeper than you imagine. Astoria, Oregon, is a city shrouded in mystery, where the daily life of its residents is marked by an almost familiar coexistence. But this tranquility was shaken one winter night in 2015 when Elliot Carter, a former Navy officer who worked as a fisherman, experienced something that changed his life forever. Elliot was alone on his boat, facing a ferocious storm, with threatening waves and cutting winds. While struggling to adjust his fishing nets, an intense light burst from the depths of the ocean. It was as if the sea had come alive and started pulsing light, he recounted, his voice still filled with awe. The fisherman barely had time to react. The boat began to shake violently, and a gigantic shadow crossed the dark waters. Elliot described what he saw as an enormous disc, adorned with bright marks that seemed to form some kind of code. That wasn't a submarine, nor anything man could have created, he stated. For minutes that seemed like an eternity, Elliot remained motionless, hypnotized by the sight. When he finally managed to regain control and return to the coast, he found an even more disturbing scene. The beach was covered with dead fish, as if an unknown force had passed through there. Driven by the conviction that he could not keep this experience to himself, Elliot decided to share what had happened with the residents of Astoria. "I know what I saw, and I won't stay silent," he declared to a small group of people. At first, his story was met with skepticism. However, his determination to recount every detail and the intensity of his words began to provoke doubts in the community. It was then that other fishermen in the region began to reveal that, over the years, they too had witnessed strange lights in the sea. However, until that moment, they had remained silent, afraid of being ridiculed. It was as if an ancient secret was finally coming to light. Elliot's story quickly spread through Astoria, dividing opinions. While some labeled him crazy, others firmly believed that he had witnessed something extraordinary, something beyond human comprehension. Astoria, surrounded by mists and secrets, would never be the same. But before we continue, I need to know if you are ready to learn the most intriguing and exciting stories of the universe? Then, subscribe to our channel to receive all YouTube notifications and discover incredible cases in our next videos. And you still help us reach our goal of the first 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for that. What you are about to hear is something extraordinary, an account that challenges everything we know. A few days after his experience at sea, Elliot Carter decided to share his story with Raymond Wells, a retired captain from the region. Raymond was famous in Astoria for his impossible stories, tales that always drew laughter from listeners in local taverns. However, this time, Raymond did not laugh. He became serious, looked around to make sure no one was listening, and called Elliot to a more secluded corner. "You saw something that many should not see," said Raymond with a grave expression. The tone of his voice carried not only seriousness but also a certain weight, as if he were about to reveal a secret that had haunted him for decades. Raymond began to tell about an event that occurred 30 years earlier, when he and his crew encountered something similar in the waters of the Pacific. "We were in the open sea, far from any land. It was a quiet night, without clouds or storms. Then, out of nowhere, the waters began to glow. It was as if the entire ocean was alive, pulsing with lights coming from beneath the surface," Raymond recounted. "And then we saw, it looked like an entire city hidden under the ocean. The lights moved in a synchronized manner, as if they had a life of their own." Raymond paused, as if reliving the moment. "We stood there paralyzed, watching. But it didn't last very long. A few days later, the government showed up. They told us to keep quiet and took equipment, records, everything we had. They said it was a matter of national security." What Raymond revealed next was even more disturbing. He told that, on the night of the event, his crew heard sounds coming from the depths. It was like a chant, a hypnotic sound that seemed to call us. Some men began to act strangely, as if they were in a trance. I will never forget that sound. It seemed like something alive, but not human. The events that followed were grim. According to Raymond, many of his crewmen were never the same again. Some abandoned life at sea, others disappeared without a trace. It was as if something had changed in them, as if that experience had taken a part of their souls. Then, Raymond revealed a detail that made Elliot's heart race. He told that, on one of his last missions, he received orders to transport equipment to a secret government base, located near an oceanic fault. They said it was to study geological anomalies, but I know there was something more. I saw the equipment, saw the level of security. It wasn't a common operation. The captain concluded his account with a statement that Elliot would never forget. These things are not of this world. There are secrets in the ocean that we are not prepared to understand. You saw a piece of this truth, Elliot, and that changes everything. Raymond's revelation left Elliot even more determined to understand what really happened that night. But it also brought with it a sense of imminent danger, as if he were getting involved in something much bigger and darker than he could imagine. You also need to know that if you leave a like on this video, YouTube will see that you liked it and will suggest this video to more people. This way, you help our channel. Can I count on you? Thank you very much. Sophia Barnes, a renowned oceanographer visiting Astoria to study the currents of the Pacific, heard the accounts of Elliot and Raymond. Curious and skeptical, she decided to investigate. There are many legends, but science can explain almost everything, said Sophia. She convinced Elliot to take her to the location of the sighting. Equipped with advanced equipment, Sophia captured strange sounds and movements underwater. The mystery that no one has been able to solve. During the expedition, something incredible happened. The sensors recorded a signal that seemed to be a message. It was a complex pattern, almost like a language. When she managed to translate part of it, it became clear that it was not a distress message. It was a warning, stay away. Sophia spent weeks analyzing the samples collected. Small metallic particles found at the site did not correspond to any known element on Earth. The water currents seemed to be manipulated in an artificial manner, something that left her disconcerted. Sophia then contacted colleague scientists, but realized that her discoveries were met with silence or skepticism. Some even seemed frightened. It was then that she received an anonymous email containing classified information about government activities in coastal areas. This led her to suspect that something much bigger was at stake. And this is where the story gets really interesting. When Sophia decoded the signal, she discovered that it was not just a message. It was a map, and not to a terrestrial location, but to something that seemed like an alien underwater station. Following the map, the group found what appeared to be a giant metal chamber at the bottom of the ocean. But what was inside was even more surprising. A creature, half human, half aquatic, alive and conscious. Before they could leave, the thing spoke with a cold and clear voice. You should not be here. The group retreated in panic, but Sophia remained firm. Why are we being warned? She asked. The creature replied with a phrase that would echo in their minds forever. You have been warned before. You did not listen. The warning seemed to be both a threat and a lament. What else could be hidden in the depths? What did the future hold for those who dared to explore the unknown? This astonishing story is already worth your comment, isn't it? So, comment if you know any story like this. Your participation is very important to us. Thank you for that. Meanwhile, amidst the growing buzz in Astoria, Lila Hart, a teenager known for her obsession with conspiracy theories and for maintaining a small video channel about mysteries and enigmas, was determined to investigate the strange events involving the lights in the ocean. One night, while recording another video about the case to share with her followers, Lila captured something that would completely change the course of her investigation. By pure coincidence, while positioned on a cliff that offered a wide view of the sea, she noticed a sequence of lights emerging from the dark depths. They were rapid and organized movements, almost like a luminous choreography. But what really shocked her was realizing that the lights seemed to respond to the sounds emitted by Sophia, her small portable speaker that played low-frequency music, used for sound experiments in her recordings. Lila knew she had captured something special and immediately reviewed the images. The video showed the lights increasing in intensity and moving as the sounds echoed over the waves. It was as if some form of intelligence was interacting directly with the sound stimuli. Eager to share her discovery, Lila posted the images in a small online group dedicated to theories about unexplained phenomena. Her post caused a frenzy among the members, but also attracted unwanted attention. A few hours later, the video was removed from the platform, and Lila herself noticed that her account had been temporarily suspended. Before being excluded, she managed to leave an intriguing warning: they don't want this to be disclosed. From that moment on, strange things began to happen. Lila started receiving messages from anonymous users, full of enigmatic warnings. "Stop now, before it's too late," and "you're meddling where you shouldn't" were some of the phrases that appeared on her cell phone and computer. But instead of backing down, these alerts only reinforced her determination. Determined to unravel what was happening, Lila began to research more deeply. She analyzed reports of mysterious disappearances along the coast of Astoria, fishermen's stories about strange lights in the sea, and even ancient legends of the region, which spoke of beings of the depths that protected hidden secrets in the ocean. Her investigation took an even more serious turn when she asked for help from a hacker friend, known only as Shade. Together, they managed to access leaked documents in obscure internet forums. These files, apparently of a governmental nature, mentioned unidentified anomalies in areas near the coast of Astoria and reported monitoring of unusual underwater activities. Some documents referred to something called Operation Leviathan, whose description remained classified. For Lila, all these pieces began to fit together. The connection between Elliot's accounts, the lights seen by fishermen, and now the evidence found by her pointed to a conspiracy greater than she had ever imagined. "They are hiding something huge, something they don't want anyone to discover," she noted in her diary. However, the deeper Lila dug, the more dangerous things became. Threatening messages became more frequent, and she began to feel that she was being watched. But even in the face of danger, Lila was determined to continue her quest for the truth. For her, revealing the secrets of the depths was not just a curiosity, but a mission that could cost much more than she imagined. Now, I need to remind you to subscribe to our channel, so you help us reach our goal of the first 1,000 subscribers. Can I count on you? Thank you very much. The truth behind this story is that the encounters were not just accidental. They were invitations. Invitations to something that none of them could fully comprehend. Lila's video went viral, but was quickly removed from the networks. And all those involved were visited by authorities who made them promise silence. However, the memories, the hidden files, and the secrets shared among them ensured that this story would never be forgotten. Sophia, now, has become an independent researcher, determined to expose the truth. Lila continues to search for clues online, while Elliot decided never to venture into the sea again. But the mystery remains. But what happens when the world discovers that the ocean hides more than we can imagine? We need to understand what this incredible mystery really means and why it still defies scientific explanation. The truth may be out there, but sometimes it is hidden in the depths. Watch this video that is being suggested to you now. Until next time, thank you for subscribing.